Hey, how are you?
Great.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, pleasure.
Thank you. Great to see you. Hi, nice to meet you, actually. I know your names ahead of time, and I guess you all knew mine. So I really want to thank you for coming tonight, and we're going to start by sitting down and having some food, because it's a great way to sort of get to know each other.
According to the 2020 Pew study, only 37% of the younger generation felt that being Jewish was important to their lives. That's why I invited Jordan Halley, Javi Abramson, and Matthew Rothstein to my home. Together, the four of us will talk about what is important to young adults, how being Jewish is a part of their lives, and how we can better engage the next generation of Jews.
How old are your kids?
5 and 6.
Wow.
So, were your kids in school?
I have the learning ladder. It's just the daycare at OM.
Oh, okay.
How about you? Where are yours?
One just finished up with Bethel, and so next year they'll both be Garrison.
Oh, nice.
Kindergarten, first grade.
Wow.
Incredible. Do you find that having all the resources as intended 100 years ago actually worked?
well,
100 years later?
In little ways, we do it every day. And it's
Right.
one of the things we love saying at the Associated is like, we were here for that emergency because we were here yesterday. Okay, guys, let's begin with my first question. And I'm going to start with Javi, and then you gentlemen can follow. What does being Jewish mean to you?
It's an interesting question because I was born and raised in an Orthodox Jewish home, so I don't know how often I stop to think about it. It's an integral part of the way I'm living my life and raising my family, and I have 3 kids. It's a core value and a link in a chain of generations that came before me. There's a lot of pride in being a part of something that is not just me. It is almost hard to separate who I am from being Jewish. That's how enmeshed my own identity is with being a Jew. It is important. It adds so much value to my life and to my family structure. To be a Jew and to identify as a Jew allows me to have a sense of belonging no matter where I am among other Jews.
Said a lot of the same things that I was thinking, which is, to be being a Jew means I'm kind of the current generation that can trace back, thousands of years of history. I was reading an article that was about kind of some of the oldest surviving languages. And Hebrew, of course, is one of them, with almost the longest history of being in regular use for millennia. And I think that's really, really cool. Also, you took the words right out of my mouth in terms of it being a global community. When my wife and I got married in 2017, we traveled to Florence on our honeymoon, and we happened to be in Florence for Rosh Hashanah. And we found a synagogue there, right? And we attended services that were virtually the same services we would have been attending here in Baltimore. I know if I'm in Florence, if I'm in Dallas, Texas, if I'm in Israel, there's a Seder table I can sit at, or there's a Shabbat table I can sit at. And there are people that I have, 4,000 years of history with, even if I've never met them.
And that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Really, I can so relate to that. All right, Matthew.
All right, I'm up. The two of you said a lot of what I'm thinking as well. For me, being Jewish it's always been a big part of my life. My family grew up conservative. Being a dad with young kids now, I feel this responsibility to pass on a love and a feeling of Judaism on to the next generation. What was it? The door of a door, right? From one generation to the next, so that they're going to grow up with a similar culture and a similar feeling that I had. It's wonderful.
They send pictures, all the time from daycare. And last week, I guess they were showing the Torah to the kids. And there was, a bunch of 2-year-olds around a table with the Torah laid out, and they're all reading it. And
I went to was it Israel in January through an associated program, or through an associated trip, and my kids, they were so excited for me to go to Israel, and they had so many questions, and they wanted. And before I went, when I came back, and they knew a lot of the places I was going to. My feeling of Judaism has really changed the last 5 years, and what my responsibility is as one of the many Jewish people over the thousands and thousands of years, being a father.
I think that word is important, responsibility. You know, what does being Jewish mean to me? It's a responsibility for ourselves and for others, but it's a responsibility.
I hope you enjoyed getting to meet Jordan, Javi, and Matthew. The conversation has only just begun. Join us next time as the four of us discuss the challenges facing Judaism today and how the role of Israel is shaping the future of Judaism and Jewish identity. Thanks for watching.